This is lesson 7-6 math, problem set 116, and it's about unit multipliers. A unit multiplier is a fraction equal to 1 written with two different units of measure. So what can be confusing to students is it involves writing some fractions of numbers that are equivalent to 1. So if you wanted to convert 60 inches to feet, some students have the problem of not knowing whether to divide or multiply. So we know in this simple situation that you're going to be dividing, but you might make a mistake and multiply. So what you do with unit multipliers is you use them as a tool to make sure you keep your units straight. So if we're going from inches to feet, we need to find a unit multiplier that equals 1 that is converting between inches and feet. So we know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. And that's another way of saying 1, or 1 foot is 12 inches. Also another way of saying 1. Both of these equal 1, and they're called unit multipliers because we're going to use them to convert. Now I have 60 inches. I'm going to write it over 1, and I'm going to multiply it by one of these unit multipliers so that I can convert to feet. And the way you choose which one to use is you use the one that has the unit that you're trying to get rid of, the inches, in the denominator. So we're going to use this unit multiplier. So we'll choose that one. So we're going to multiply times 1 foot over 12 inches, which is the same as multiplying by 1. And we can see that the units will cancel. There's an inches in the numerator and an inches in the denominator. So when we do the math, we're going to do 60 divided by 12, which is 5, and the only unit that we have left over is feet. Okay. In example 1, write two unit multipliers using these equivalent measures. 3 feet equals 1 yard. All they want you to do is write 3 feet over 1 yard and 1 yard over 3 feet. Those are unit multipliers. They both equal 1, and they're both going to be tools to try to convert from feet to yards and yards to feet. Okay, in part B, they tell you to choose which unit multiplier you would use to convert 30 yards to feet. So we're going to have 30 yards, and we're going to try to convert to feet. And they don't ask you to actually do it. They just say choose which one. So remember, we choose the unit multiplier that has the unit that we're trying to get rid of, yards, in the denominator. So that's this one. So if we were to do the math, we'd multiply 30 yards over 1 times 3 feet is 1 yard. The yards will cancel. And we'll multiply 30 times 3 is 90, and the only unit we're left with is feet. In example 2, we have convert 30 feet to yards using a unit multiplier, which is what we just did. So 30 feet, 30 feet to yards. We didn't just do that. So we have 30 feet to yard, and again we have 3 feet is 1 yard, and 1 yard is 3 feet. And we're going to write the terms that we're trying to convert over 1 so that it looks like a fraction. So we're trying to get rid of feet, so we want the unit multiplier that has feet in the denominator, so that will be this one. So we'll multiply times 1 yard is 3 feet. Feet will cancel. 30 times 1 is 30. 1 times 3 is 3. And then the only unit we're left with is yards, and that will simplify to 10 yards. Okay. I'm actually going to go over the practice problems just to help you out if you need it. A for the practice says, write two unit multipliers for these equivalent measures. 1 gallon is 4 quarts. So we can write 1 gallon is 4 quarts. It's the same as 1. Or 4 quarts is 1 gallon. For B, which unit multiplier from problem A would you use to convert 12 gallons to quarts? So we're going to have 12 gallons, and we're going to convert it to quarts. And remember, the unit we're trying to get rid of needs to be in the denominator. So we're going to use this one. We're going to use 4 quarts over 1 gallon. Part C says write two unit multipliers for these equivalent measures. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So we write 1 meter is 100 centimeters, or 100 centimeters is 1 meter. For D, they ask you which unit multiplier from that problem are you going to use to convert 200 centimeters to meters. Okay, so remember we had 100 centimeters is 1 meter, and 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So we're trying to convert 200 centimeters, so we need to find the unit multiplier that has centimeters in the denominator, which is this one. So we're going to use 1 meter over 100 centimeters to convert. For E, use unit multipliers to convert 12 quarts to gallons. So first we're going to write our 2 unit multipliers. There are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. 1 gallon is 4 quarts. And we're converting 12 quarts. 12 quarts over 1. And we need to multiply times the unit multiplier that has the unit we're trying to get rid of, quarts, in the denominator. So that's that one. 1 gallon over 4 quarts. So we're going to cancel the quarts. 12 times 1 is 12. 1 times 4 is 4. And the only unit left over is the gallons. So that will reduce to 3 gallons. For F, it says use unit multipliers to convert 200 meters to centimeters. So we're going 200 meters to centimeters. And from previously, we had these 2 unit multipliers. 100 centimeters is 1 meter, and 1 meter is 100 centimeters. We need to use the unit multiplier that has the unit we're trying to get rid of in the denominator. So that will be this one. So we're going to multiply 200 meters over 1 times 100 centimeters per 1 meter. The meters will cancel. 200 times 100 is a 2 followed by 4 zeros, 20,000, and the only unit we're left with is centimeters. So the answer is 20,000 centimeters. And last of all, G. G asks us to use unit multipliers to convert 60 feet to yards. So we're starting with 60 feet over 1. And we can write 2 unit multipliers from feet to yards. So there are 3 feet is 1 yard, or 1 yard is 3 feet. We use the unit multiplier that has the unit in the denominator that we want to get rid of. So that's the feet. It needs to be in the denominator, so it's that one. We'll multiply. 1 yard is 3 feet. Cancel the feet. 60 times 1 is 60. 1 times 3 is 3. The only unit we have left is yards, and we can simplify that to 20 yards.